Good morning. Marubeni Corporation announced this morning that they had agreed to purchase Eastern Fish Company. Eric Bloom and Bill Bloom had built Eastern Fish into one of the largest shrimp distributors in the United States with annual sales of about $350 million. And Eric says they sell about 70 million pounds of shrimp a year. This acquisition is part of a trend which I think shows the confidence that companies have in higher seafood prices in the long term, and they're putting money behind that to secure global supply chains. Besides the acquisition of Eastern Fish by Marubeni, a few years ago Thai Union bought X-Pac. We've seen Nippon Suisan buy King and Prince again a few years ago. And then recently we've seen a whole series of consolidations with American Pride buying Good Harbor Fillet, and then Highliner buying American Pride. And further, in terms of investment, we've seen Mazzetta last week opening up, they're planning to open up a big new fish processing plant and lobster plant in Gloucester. On the salmon side, we've also seen a whole series of acquisitions, and that sector has become extremely consolidated. What's driving all of this is, I think, a long-term positive trend in global demand for seafood, and the recognition that by having a good control of the supply chain and by vertically integrating from the production side all the way up through the value-added production and sales to end users, you could actually make quite a profitable business in the seafood industry these days. But mergers and acquisitions alone won't always lead to a path to growth, because they can also be driven when you have a stagnant market and companies are buying each other up just to maintain bigger market or gain bigger market share. This is, I think, partly what's going on in the value-added retail sector in the U.S. All of the companies that compete in that arena of value-added retail seafood have been under pressure this past year. The growth in these new markets, however, is not in the U.S., it's really overseas. If you look at a company like CP expanding its value-added business in China, that business is growing by leaps and bounds and helped insulate CP from the problems it had with its shrimp production in Asia this year. So overall, this is what we're seeing is a really positive vote of confidence that the seafood industry is going to see a sustained period of higher prices driven by increased global demand, and companies like Marubeni are positioning themselves to secure their position in that overall development. I think it's a healthy move. I think that this is going to help Eastern Fish, it's going to help Marubeni, and it's a very positive development. In Lexington, Mass., this is John Sackton.